Gurubhyo Namaha. I am Priya Venkatraman from Pon Vidyashram School. In this module, we will discuss about the chemical properties of metals and non-metals one by one. First one, what do you mean by the chemical properties? Chemical properties are nothing but reaction with oxygen, reaction with acid, reaction with water. We will obtain some new substances when acids and oxygen and bases, when they react with metals, we will obtain some new substances. This is what we are going to discuss in this lesson, in this chapter. The first one, a reaction with oxygen. Metals react with oxygen to form metal oxides, which are basic in nature. What do you mean by basic in nature? Metal, when reacts with oxygen to form metal oxide. When this metal oxide is dissolved in water, we will obtain bases. Okay, this is known as basic oxides. So, basic oxides, when it is dissolved in water, we will obtain the bases. That is why we use the word, otherwise we can say these metal oxides are basic in nature. You have learnt in your 7th standard what are acids and what are bases. Acids are sour in taste. When in the aqueous solution, it forms H plus ions, right? Bases are bitter in taste, and in the aqueous solution, it forms OH minus ion. Okay, few fundamental characteristics of acids and bases. Just I want to recollect few points. That is why I have said. Okay. Most of the metals form basic oxides. Similarly, sodium metal reacts with oxygen at room temperature to form a basic oxide called sodium oxide. Sodium metal is stored in kerosene because it can catch fire on reacting with air. It is a highly reactive metal. It is readily exposed to air. It catches fire without any external fire. That is why sodium is kept in kerosene. Okay, the chemical formula is as follows. Sodium plus oxygen gives sodium oxide. Then what about the case of zinc? Zinc metal burns in air only on strong heating to form a basic oxide called zinc oxide. Zinc plus oxygen gives zinc oxide. Metals like gold, platinum, they are highly unreactive. They do not react with air, water, vapor and any other gas in the atmosphere. For this reason, gold ornaments look new even after several years of use. Let me explain an activity which is already you have learnt. To show that metals react with oxygen to form basic oxides. Okay, what are the things you needed for this activity? A magnesium ribbon, a sandpaper, a pair of tongs, a Bunsen burner, a boiling tube, water and red litmus solution. Here litmus solution or litmus paper, you can use it. What is the use of this litmus paper? These are known as the indicators. Indicators are the substances and they will indicate whether a substance is acidic or basic. Clear? Let me explain the activity. Take a small piece of magnesium ribbon and clean it by rubbing its surface with a sandpaper. Why we have to rub it with a sandpaper? Because magnesium ribbon is also exposed to air. When it reacts with oxygen in the atmosphere, it forms some black color patches on the ribbon, magnesium ribbon. So, we have to remove this black color patches. For this reason, we have to rub it with sandpaper. Hold the magnesium ribbon at one end with a pair of tongs and bring its other end over the flame of a Bunsen burner till it catches fire. Put this magnesium oxide, you will get some ashes. Put this magnesium oxide powder in a boiling tube Add a little water and shake it. Now add some red litmus solution to the boiling tube and observe the change in color. What do you observe? When magnesium metal burns in air, it combines with the oxygen of air to form magnesium oxide, white powdery substance. Okay, magnesium plus oxygen gives magnesium oxide. Magnesium oxide dissolves in water partially to form magnesium hydroxide solution. Magnesium oxide plus water gives magnesium hydroxide. This magnesium hydroxide, since it is a base, because it contains OH group, hydroxide turns the red litmus solution blue, showing that it is a base. Thus, magnesium oxide is basic in nature. What do you conclude from this activity? Metals react with oxygen to form basic oxides. Clear? In this session, we are going to learn about the burning of magnesium ribbon. Magnesium is an example of metal. When metal reacts with oxygen, what will happen? That's what we are going to discuss in this session. Take a small piece of magnesium. Clean it with a sandpaper. Now, light the candle and bring the tip of the ribbon near the flame. Use a pair of tongs to hold the magnesium ribbon. What do you observe? Magnesium burns with a bright white flame, that is dazzling white flames. Once it burns completely, we obtain powdery ashes. This is a new substance, that is magnesium oxide. Magnesium burns in the presence of oxygen to form magnesium oxide. Now collect the powdery ash and mix it with water. Stir it well. We will obtain an aqueous solution. What do you mean by aqueous solution? The solution which is formed water as a solvent is known as aqueous solution. Once the ash is dissolved in water, again a new substance, that is magnesium hydroxide, is formed. Magnesium oxide plus water gives magnesium hydroxide. Okay, this magnesium hydroxide is basic in nature. Let us perform a small activity to prove this. This magnesium hydroxide is a base. We will prove. Take two litmus paper, red and blue litmus paper. Add 2 drops of the aqueous solution in both the papers. What do you observe? You can observe that the red litmus turns into blue. But there is no change in the another litmus paper. This proves that the aqueous solution, that is magnesium hydroxide, is basic in nature. While burning, we should be careful not to look at the burning magnesium ribbon for a long time, as it can damage our eye. In the first step, magnesium oxide is formed. Magnesium, when reacts with oxygen, magnesium oxide is obtained. And in the second step, when the magnesium oxide is dissolved in water, we will obtain magnesium hydroxide. These magnesium oxide and magnesium hydroxide are the new substances which are different from magnesium. If there is any formation of new substances, that is an example of chemical change. Thank you. Now we will discuss what will happen when a non-metal reacts with oxygen. When carbon is an example of a non-metal, carbon, sulfur, etc. When carbon, a non-metal, burns in air, it reacts with oxygen to form an acidic oxide called carbon dioxide. When a metal reacts with oxygen, we will obtain a basic oxide. But when a non-metal reacts with oxygen, we will obtain an acidic oxide. What do you mean by acidic oxide? When this acidic oxide dissolves in water, we will obtain acids. So this non-metal oxide is considered as an acidic oxide. For example, carbon when reacts with oxygen to form carbon dioxide. This is an example of acidic oxide. Why? Because this carbon dioxide dissolves in water to form an acid called carbonic acid, H2CO3. So finally we will obtain an acid. So this non-metal oxide is considered as an acidic oxide. This carbonic oxide turns blue litmus solution to red, showing that it is an acid, and carbon dioxide is an acidic oxide. The chemical formula is as follows. Carbon plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide plus water gives carbonic acid, that is H2CO3. Now we will learn one activity. To show that nonmetals react with oxygen to form acidic oxides. What are the things you needed for this activity? Sulfur powder, a deflagrating spoon. What do you mean by, look at this picture. This is known as the deflagrating spoon. A Bunsen burner, a gas jar covered with lid, water, petri dish, red and blue litmus paper. Take a small amount of sulfur powder in a deflagrating spoon and heat it over a flame. As soon as sulfur starts burning with a blue flame, introduce the deflagrating spoon in a gas jar. Sulfur burns in the air of gas jar to form a pungent smelling gas, that is known as sulfur dioxide. Keep the gas jar covered with the lid to ensure that the gas produced does not escape. Remove the deflagrating spoon from the gas jar after some time. Add a small quantity of water into the gas jar and quickly close the lid. Shake the gas jar to dissolve sulfur dioxide gas. Now pour the water having sulfur dioxide dissolved in water in a petri dish. Check the above solution with the help of red and blue litmus papers. What do you observe? First one, when sulfur, it is an example of non-metal, burns in air, it combines with oxygen to form sulfur dioxide. This is an acidic oxide. Clear? So sulfur plus oxygen gives sulfur dioxide. Second one, sulfur dioxide dissolves in water to form sulfurous acid, that is SO2. SO2 is nothing but sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide plus water gives sulfurous acid, that is H2SO3. We will obtain an acid. So we mentioned the non-metal oxide is acidic in nature. This sulfurous acid turns blue litmus to red litmus, showing that it is an acid, and sulfur dioxide is acidic in nature. What do you conclude from this activity? Non-metals react with oxygen to form acidic oxides. This is sulfur, which is an example of non-metal. It's a bright yellow powder, and this is the gas jar which contains oxygen. Oxygen is present inside the gas jar. and it is covered with a lid. This is known as the deflagrating spoon. This spoon is used to hold sulfur powder. Clear? At the bottom side, you can see some small spoon-like structure which is used to contain some sulfur powder. And this can be kept inside the gas jar in this way. The top portion, disc-like structure, acts like a lid. Clear? This can be kept in this way inside the glass jar. This deflagrating spoon is kept in this way. Now what I am going to do, I am going to take some sulfur powder in the deflagrating spoon and a small quantity of sulfur powder is taken in the deflagrating spoon and it is shown in the Bunsen burner. The spoon is shown in the Bunsen burner. What will happen to the sulfur? This yellow color sulfur solid powder will start to melt into a ruby red liquid. Now I am heating the sulfur powder which is yellow in color, solid in state. Now you can see, what do you observe? It starts to melt. You can see the red color liquid, ruby red color liquid, which means the sulfur starts to melt. And when the deflagrating spoon is introduced inside the gas jar, what will happen? I am removing the lid. The spoon is introduced inside the gas jar. You can see the beautiful blue flames. That is the burning of sulfur. Can you see it? Yes. When sulfur reacts with oxygen to form sulfur dioxide, what will be formed here? Sulfur dioxide. Oxygen is inside the gas jar. Oxygen will support the process combustion. So you can see the blue color flame. Once the oxygen gets over, combustion stops. Clear? Now what is formed inside the gas jar? Sulfur dioxide is formed. This can be tested with a yellow strip. The yellow strip will be changed into red, showing the formation of an acidic oxide.